Hey, I'm Eric.
What's up? It's Paul, and we're from Craft Creative.
Man, you know, Paul and we just watched this Super Bowl halftime video with the rest of the team, and man, we were blown away. We were jaw dropped the entire time.
It was insane. You can tell there was a lot of time, a lot of effort put into it, and they didn't do it in just a couple days. It took an entire team, and more importantly, the time. And I think that's what we're going to talk about today is the result you get when you take time on a project and pay attention to the details. Over time, if you just turn out a project as quick as you can, you're gonna miss things. Not that much thought into the lighting, the directing, the cast, everything. You can tell when you put time into a project and how it could leave the audience, because when we watched that video, we left with a certain feeling, and as a filmmaker and working here at Craft Creative, that's a goal for us, is to make our audience feel how we felt, you know?
I think you guys know I've been in restaurants before. One of the things the old restaurant guy told me, Dave Letton said, is you can't rush quality. So we're talking about time. Now, that video, I don't want to put an estimate on time with it, but there were a few things that we noticed about that halftime video. And if you guys haven't seen the video, we'll probably put it in a link in whatever post that we do.
Yeah, we also have a reaction video coming of us actually reacting to it.
He secretly recorded the reaction video, by the way, so if you hear a couple beeps, it's not my fault, all right? So, like, the one thing about that video that we noticed, not the one, there's multiple things, the product wasn't always on full display.
No, they
but they commanded our attention.
Oh yeah.
From start to finish.
Yeah, I think they just did it real brief, like at the bus stop you saw Pepsi, but then it was at the end, but that you knew it was Pepsi just because it's the classic halftime Pepsi show, or Pepsi halftime show.
Yeah.
But that they weren't throwing it in your face, and I feel like the client, which was Pepsi, let the production company have that creative freedom to make it that good, and they weren't nitpicking every little thing or coming back with these ridiculous revisions, because they trust the creative team, and if you put trust into a creative team, you're gonna get a product like that.
Let's talk about that now.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we do some ads on volume, and then we do some where we get that time.
Exactly.
You know, do you feel like if we get the time to be able to do a project that's well budgeted, because I don't want someone to say, okay, well, they're gonna give them extra time but lower the budget.
Exactly.
Do you feel like you can get a better quality out of it?
100%, and a lot of it has to do with the pre-production, so that's building up to it. And if you spend time on that end, instead of being like, all right, we gotta film this today, are we available tomorrow? Let's film it real quick.
So no more run and gun. The run and gun doesn't work.
That's when we find ourselves almost like not delivering the product that we're the most proud of. But then when you spend, say, 3 weeks, 4 weeks on the pre-production, you lock down an awesome location, you lock down someone that's gonna do all the props and anything that you need to bring to set, and all that's in line, and you get the look that you really went for. That's the best feeling, is when I'm on a shoot, and how I pictured it is how it looks. That's the best. And so it happens a lot, but there's some where it's like we rushed it, and it's like, man, this is not exactly what I wanted.
It's not to say that we didn't do a great job filming.
Exactly.
It's like there's a lot more that we could have put into it.
The missed opportunities to just make it a little bit better and leave how we felt when we watched that Super Bowl ad. Yeah.
They know what Pepsi is. They know how to make soda.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They don't know how to create and show the story and everything else. So how much trust should a brand or a client have in their creativity team?
Oh, 100%. And I feel like you can't think that you know everything as the client. You can't be,
because you're not buying the product.
And you can't think, if you're the client, you shouldn't think that you're the creative professional, right? Because we're not going to tell Pepsi how to make Pepsi, and I don't think Pepsi should tell them how to make that great video that we watched.
100%.
Man,
that video, I mean, it was inspiring in so many ways. It was, like I said, it was,
oh my gosh,
it was jaw-dropping.
It was a refresher,
right?
man.
So, from a creative standpoint, right? From a creative standpoint, do you think that they were limited in budget, or Pepsi had the mindset to say, we have the biggest lineup that we've ever had in a Super Bowl halftime show. We want to be able to have this result. In the client's case, or a regional client, or a national client that we may come across, they want this result. Do you think that whatever they budgeted, they probably got their ROI out of it? Because they're not selling the product. It's more of a big brand influence right there,
exactly.
right?
Put it this way, I'll be watching the halftime show. Wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who knows how many more viewers they just got just by that video.
Right.
But also, it's like good, fast, cheap. It was not, we say that.
Yep.
It was none of those things. And it's definitely, you get what you pay for, because that was just like an incredible video.
So, I mean, let's talk about leveling up. I brought that term up just now. We're using that a lot internally. So what do you think that brands or companies should focus on more? The amount of creatives that they're getting, or the quality of the creatives that they're getting moving forward?
I think it's quality, because a lot of people will just get a lot of commercials to run, right? But if you have one really effective commercial and just run that for a while, I think they would get a better result, and they would leave their potential client with a better impression of their brand.
That's a great topic, and ideally, like, we get calls a lot of times from people. They'll call us and say, I want a video for this business or one
about
location
7
business.
minutes.
Yeah, I want it for 7 minutes, because the truth is, a lot of times they don't know what they need, and they don't know what they want. But
Exactly.
when they're calling, I think the most important thing and what we're trying to get across in this one video is that you have to let the creators create. You have to be able to listen to the creators, because you're good at what you do and they're good at what they do.
Definitely.
So when you walk into the relationship and you just say immediately, I want all the success in the world, but I'm going to give you some limitations, how does that work?
Nah, creative freedom is everything.
Wow.
You'll get a better result out of your creative team if you trust them.
Wow, I think Paul said it best, and that's what we're going to close on. Creative freedom is everything. Go to WeCraftCreative.com.